I'm not your gossip girl, I'm the headline. Truth with a curve, baby, redefine. Welcome to the thirst trap. All the truth looks good in a tight wrap. We talk love, power, so let's in. Turn the world on, let the light in. Yeah, the thirst trap news. You'll drink it up, it's the real you. They've been trying to first real news, where every headline's a revelation.
What's up? How you guys doing? I am still alive. I just was tired. Didn't want to do any talking. But I'm back. I'm fine. I'm still here. I'm alive. Everything's okay. Hey, House of Burns. Hey, Rick. Hey, me. Hey, Richard. Kenneth, Derek. Ooh, we got a full house. Okay, I'm so glad everybody's here. Don't leave. I got some great stuff for you guys tonight. Let's get talking about Erika Kirk. America. Tonight, we got to talk about something uncomfortable. And if you've followed this show for any amount of time, you already know that discomfort is usually where the truth lives. Because right now, inside of TPUSA, we're watching a very strange phenomenon unfold. People telling different stories. So weird, right? Timelines aren't adding up, narratives are shifting, and loyalty is being demanded instead of clarity. And that's all just within TPUSA. House of Burns says, did you see a Sasquatch come running through chasing a guy with a bag of Coke? All right. So let's get back to it. They're demanding people choose sides instead of giving us clarity. And whenever we have something like that happen, whenever stories don't match, whenever people get defensive instead of being more transparent to clear their names, it's not hateful for us to ask questions. It's not cruel and it's not unchristian-like to ask questions. It's responsible. Let me say this really clear and slowly for the people in the back clutching their pearls. Questioning a narrative is not attacking a victim, friends. And questioning a spouse's account is not the same thing as disrespecting the dead. Throughout history, literally all of it, spouses of victims have been questioned. In courtrooms, in investigations, in journalism, in scripture. This idea that suddenly in 2025 asking questions is like off limits because someone lost a husband, that's new and it's dangerous. Hi, Jack. Right now, many of us are watching Erika Kirk's statements and noticing inconsistencies. We're noticing gaps. We're noticing emotional deflection where answers should be, and stories that don't fully align with other accounts coming out of the TPUSA members themselves. That doesn't mean she's guilty. That doesn't mean she's evil. It does make her questionable. But it does mean that the public has a right to ask those questions, especially when an entire organization's credibility is at stake. And she's the one who jumped into the role of CEO right away. So we are allowed to question the CEO of TPUSA. That doesn't mean that she's guilty just because we have questions, just because she has inconsistencies, but that's what we want to find out. That doesn't mean she's evil, but it does mean we can ask questions. I just want to reiterate that. I don't understand what their phobia is of the questions. And then they use the faith to tell you why you shouldn't be asking those questions, that somehow it's disloyal and it's treasonous. What troubles me the most is the way some people are trying to shut this conversation down, not with evidence, not with timelines, not with documentation, but they're doing it not only with he said, she said, back and forth on both sides, but TPUSA seems to be using spiritual manipulation. Suddenly we're being told, don't question her, she's his wife. Don't ask, they're one flesh. Touch not, question not, and move along. I'm sorry, but Erika is not, by default, an extension of Charlie. I'm sorry, but that is not biblical. And that is weaponizing religion. Scripture says that two can become one in marriage, spiritually, emotionally, and covenantly. But scripture also says to test every spirit. Scripture also says wisdom cries out for understanding. Scripture also says that truth withstands scrutiny. Miss Erika Kirk. That's my response to you saying stop to Candace. Jesus himself questioned people constantly. Paul challenged narratives. The Bereans were praised for questioning everything they were taught and for verifying it themselves. Blind acceptance is not faith. It's submission, and often submission to the wrong thing. Now, here's where this gets important. We're being told that Erika Kirk and Candace Owens are going to have a private meeting on Monday, the 15th. And listen, that matters because Candace Owens has built her reputation on one thing above all else. She doesn't accept narratives at face value. She asks the hard questions. She follows the evidence. And she does not fold under emotional pressure. So if Candace is sitting down privately with Erika, that tells me one more thing. There are questions that still need to be answered, and Erika knows it. Questions that cannot be addressed with Instagram posts, vague statements, or appeals to sympathy. And let me be very clear. Waiting for answers is not cruel. Waiting for clarity is not hateful. And waiting for the truth is not betrayal. What is wrong is demanding silence instead of transparency. What is wrong is treating grief like a shield from accountability. And what is wrong is telling the public to just trust us, while multiple people inside the same organization are telling conflicting stories. We don't just believe the narratives on this show. Not from politicians, not from institutions, and not from spouses. No matter how tragic the circumstances are. Truth does not need protection. Only lies do. So yes, we're watching. We're waiting, and we're listening carefully. Monday matters. That conversation matters. And what comes next will either bring clarity or raise even more questions. But one thing is certain. This era of emotional blackmail disguised as morality is over. We will pray. We will show compassion. But we will not stop asking questions because scripture, history, and wisdom all agree on one thing, and that's the truth fears nothing, and neither do we. So welcome. How are you guys? Let me check my chat. Hey, Data, how you doing? Reg TT81, why would the truth cause honest people to object? That's the great question. That's good critical thinking. I like that question. I don't think that truth would cause a mass amount of people to object. I think when you see contradictions, we know that there are lies afoot. And so now you have to sift through what's real and what's not. And you have to gather a lot of evidence and to find out where the proof lies. Jack says love hurts. Yes, it does. Yo, I have 12 listeners. Maybe you're wrong. LOL. Yeah. Ooh, so what? I got 12 listeners. Thanks. Yay. At least it's 12 and not none. How many you got? Kevin says, hello, my friend. I hope you're having a good night. I'm having a great night. Don't you love it? Our show title attracted the Zionist simps. It's so funny to me, like how no one realizes, like TPUSA, Charlie Kirk was literally responsible for Trump's reelection and JD Vance and a couple other people in that cabinet. Like that man, if he wanted to run for president, and probably would have absolutely won because he showed he has the skill set to do it. And I know the establishment wanted to take over TPUSA. It's ours now. It's ours now. And, you know, he didn't want to give it up. Someone has to carry the torch. Did you see? Yeah, I saw that comment already. Okay, so how have you guys been? I feel like I've lost touch with my OGs. I haven't been on in like 3 or 4 days. And I just needed a break from talking. My face needed a break from makeup. My stomach is not doing well. It's killing me. I'm battling an ulcer. And it's one of those things where if you don't stay on it, once it starts feeling better, you think it's okay to go back to your old habits, and it's not. You have to like continue to deprive yourself of all the things you love, until it heals. And apparently it takes a long time for a ulcer to heal. The pendant above my crucifix, my cross, is a moon and the Celtic knot. So that is what I am. Not Celtic. I'm Pictish descent on my dad's side, but the Celts were our cousins. My family's Scottish and Scandinavian on that side. So I'm gonna redo the office in my tartan. The tartan colors. All this is gonna go behind me. I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do is like take all my toys and make like a display up here and move my library to like a different room. Maybe the guest room or something. I don't know. Move these ugly bookshelves somewhere else, or just get rid of them. I could just burn them, I could just burn them. What's up, MC? How you doing? Thank you. And Kenneth said, it's all about God and he loves us all. Yes, he does. I'm half Irish and French. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Who took over MySpace? I don't know. Who did take over MySpace? I miss MySpace. The days of MySpace when you could like customize your page and put the HTML in and have like all your favorite friends featured. And then like when you were mad at them, and you don't want to tell them, like they just knew because they got the boot from your 5 favorite spaces or whatever. And Tom was always like everyone's best friend in the #1 spot. Good old Facebook. And then you could have like some song just immediately start playing. I remember going to some people's mind spaces and having like ear crash outs, hearing certain songs, being like, what the fuck? I'm never like talking to you ever again because you're horrible taste in music. So it's Sunday night, and normally I do the subscriber only show on Sunday nights where I'm in lingerie, but I haven't been on in a few days, so I thought I would just go ahead and make this one a freebie for everybody. And I'm sipping on some wine. How are you guys doing? What you sipping on? MC says MySpace was bomb diggity. Tom was always your first friend. Yeah. Whatever happened to Tom? I think I saw a documentary where they said something about that a couple of years ago on Netflix about what happened to Tom, but I truly don't remember what happened to Tom. What do you guys think of these lashes? I'm not sure. Usually I wear the curly ones that curl up way more, but these are like, they stick out further. I'm not sure if I feel like they make my eyes look droopy. I don't know. They make my eyes look more doughy because they go like this. So I think it's like supposed to be a softer like look, but I don't think guys ever care what kind of lashes you have on. Girls do, but I know men do like lashes because my husband always says he likes when I have lashes. I used to have lip filler and I thought it would be too much to just like, because my metabolism is so high. The first time I got them, it was just gone in 2 weeks. And so she like overfilled them and I was like, I look crazy. And she was like, no, you don't, because you have pronounced facial features. And my husband was very much like, I love it. And I think I don't know. It's funny. He notices the lashes. I just didn't think guys ever noticed lashes. Mike says he loves my hair. Thank you. I cut bangs and then regretted it. Standing in my bathroom, I was like, now they're poking me in the eyes because I can never do the bangs that are like over the eyebrow because obviously I have a bit of afro to my hair. I mean, I'm like, my mom's half black, so I have like a poof ball. So when I want to wear it curly, it has to shrink up to above my eyebrows. So it shrinks up about this much. So when it's straight, it drives me crazy and stabs the shit out of my eyeballs. Prima says nobody's looking at your lashes. We do call this thirst trap news, you know. I don't have any lashes. I'm like a lot Asian too. So I'm like Euro Afro Asian. So y'all already know what my Euro is. The black part of me is West African, and then I have South Asian, South Indian. So like all my Asian came out in my yellowness and my lack of body hair. Because I have no eyebrows. These are like microbladed and like short eyelashes. And boys always get the good lashes. Why is that? Doing wine, 2 lashes. Cheers. Prost. Skal para los paritos. Bottoms up. Prost. Splakensitojich. Und du. Welcome Steven. Welcome Stexy Zeus. Stexy. MC says, I got great lashes. I bet you do. Guys always have great lashes. It's not fair. Okay. All right. I'll stop boring you guys. Let's get into it. Did y'all see my post on my Christmas tree? Christmas was kind of sad. It's kind of hitting us a little different. It was really weird doing our Christmas tree this year without Penelope, my oldest daughter. Our tree ended up, because it was me and my youngest daughter, Annabelle, the tree ended up incredibly girly. Like, it is the girliest looking tree. It is got a pink Barbie car on it. It's got pink jewels. It's got a pink train. It's got Dr. Seuss looking. It's got pink and white all over it. And of course the red and green, because you can't not put Yule colors. But is anyone going to tell us who took over MySpace over there? Come on, Rumble. Like, you can't just drop a teaser like that and not tell us who took over MySpace. Oh, production says a news organization took it over from Tom.
Justin Timberlake bought it.
And then Justin Timberlake bought it. Ah, interesting. So there's about 7 or 6, I think, show notes, prize notes getting mailed out on Monday. I'm announcing it because if I say it, then production won't forget to take it out tomorrow. So, you know, MC says Christmas is not the same, but thanks to Donald J. Trump, he's bringing it back in a badass way. I know. And Melania always, I really didn't have an issue with the way the Bidens did their Christmas. I thought it was cute. I'm not going to lie. Don't hate me. But Melania always just has this like such elegant way of doing things. And I'm trying to learn how to decorate now and and be more minimalist because I'm so witchy and I try so hard not to look witchy and I don't know what it is. I guess it's just the way it is for me, but I need to get into the minimalist thing. And the shirt is made terribly. It's a Walmart shirt that was on sale for like $10. So I thought, hey, I'll pick it up because I rarely wear the same thing twice on my show. And the shit doesn't even fit right. And I don't know what I was supposed to expect out of Walmart clothes. Thank you. My lips, like I said, they used to be filled, but they're not. Now they're natural. So, you know, I do good makeup. You used to see how many people get on my post, these liberal people. And the first thing they want to do is like sit here and talk about how I look like I am Botoxed up and I have too much filler. And I'm just like, this is my face. Thanks. Y'all assholes. They love being mean. Liberals love being mean. It's the first thing they want to do. Reg says they'll be saying the same thing about TPUSA in a few years. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Thanks for participating in the chat, Reg. You too, Data. All right. So don't forget at the end of the show, we're going to have fan of the show or fan of the day winner at the end. So And I want to read an email we got from a listener before we get into the videos that really touched me. I've been meaning to read it on the last like 2 shows, and I kept forgetting. So let me pull up this email. It's really quite touching. They said, after only viewing a few shows, I heard more and was compelled more to the message of saving kids from lies. Miss Luna Lopez has one of the most compelling communications that I have seen in a while. Thank you. She shares in common the experience of many parents who have lost their kids to the lies. She reminds me of Billboard Chris. She reminds me of parents in Montana, California, Texas, and British Columbia. And those in the state of Wyoming are also under attack. I see the damage done. There's just too many parents in the 5 countries of Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Britain, and the USA that have lost their kids to another lie. Not only have kids been lost and are now victims, there is also usually an approving and deceived parent who goes along with the lie. It's truly sad. So I wanted to support you. Some of my knowledge is based on hobbies, and I like studying ancient stuff. So it's interesting to note that this person feels like they wanted to send a word of support, just kind of contrasting their life, like how some of their knowledge has been banned in secular college and banned from attending a private Christian college, and just kind of talking about how grim it's gotten, just the levels they'll go to suppress the truth, to continue the narrative and furthering the agenda, of population reduction, of, just creating a slave class for the elites, basically. This person said that they were followed by the IRS and the Biden administration over bribery, tax evasion, war, drug use, rape, for exposing all that stuff. And I can honestly relate to that because that's what I went through taking on the establishment. They tried to harass me to the point of giving up, but I never would give up. And that's what none of us can do. We can't give up. They will come after you. If your voice is starting to have reach, okay? And so at the time I was running for Congress and I had 22,000 voters. Now my social media is getting 2 million viewers every 30 days. So if you have reach or access to encourage free thinking, they will absolutely do everything they can short of unaliving you until it gets to that point. I mean, I've had people reaching out and telling me, oh, please be careful. Like, I don't want the committee of they to come after you too. And I just kind of was like, I appreciate you and I feel God talking through you. But at the same time, I also feel the fact that I can't help myself. And I just feel like this is part of my destiny. I can't help it. I can't stop. And I have all of the same fears of being silenced, having to start over like they did to me before, with credit, when my husband had, we literally destroyed our livelihood short of convincing his work establishment to get rid of him. And, you have to start over. And Candace Owens is talking about how that happened to her too. Starting with the first instance of her exposing George Floyd. I was already I already registered at this point to run for Congress, but I don't know if I was announced or anything yet, or I might've been going into the military, but, so her and I kind of like came out of this plantation at the same time. And I guess I feel, it's so interesting how I've had this calling for so long. She's had this calling, the same kind of calling. She obviously has more she's famous. I'm not, but the tactics are the same. That's how I see it. Like locally, everyone knows who I am. People know who I am in my state, everywhere I go, but they will do, and I do get afraid they're going to do it all over again or worse. I mean, me and my husband have been keeping our eyes peeled now everywhere we go because you just don't know. You really don't know when you start to ruin the money flow. And that's what we are after. We do not want you sending your donor dollars to these establishment funded organizations and TPUSA is been taken over by the establishment, and we can't support this. So I just can't help myself, and it might get me unalived, but you know what? That's fine. If I am harassed because I'm exposing the truth, it just makes me want to do it more. Like I'm made that way. I cannot help it. God made me this way. And then he made me born into a cult so I would know how to track all of this exactly. And here I am in politics. It had to happen. So now that we're on that topic, Erika Kirk is a faking liar. Video 2, video 3, video 4, video 5, video 6, video 7, video 8 on Erika Kirk is a faking liar. TPUSA red flags. This is why they silenced Charlie. Former TPUSA employee speaks out. Bondi gunman. Oh, God. Dems are stupid liars. I have not liked Pam Bondi. She is like this. This is how she talks. She's like, sir, we will absolutely catch every single bad guy. It is unacceptable. We will never tolerate. I promise. That is my word. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why are you talking like everyone is 4 years old? She talks like Kamala. Just like, you're 4. And sir, that is unacceptable. I like it. She's like I'm trying to get her cadence down. It just, and then she said, hate speech is illegal. She lost me. All right. First video. Erika Kirk is a faking liar.
And,
strike me down.
About 5 more episodes a week now.
Oh, look at the belly laugh. So happy.
I could see how people could find this confusing. This was just a few days after his emotional funeral service. I've helped clients through their grief process over the last 25 years, and I've never seen anything like this before. There is a deep gravitational pull when there's loss and grief, especially of your great love and the parent of your children. Just days later, she's belly laughing and thrilled to take over his podcast. And he told women to go to college to get their MRS degrees, saying that stay-home moms were heroes and there should be more of them. But as a community college dropout, he married a woman with multiple degrees. At the time he died, she was running her own clothing business and doing public speaking. She was working on other projects. She was doing real estate. And now she's taken over as Turning Point CEO.
Doesn't sound like a stay-at-home mama to me. I'm kind of annoyed. Charlie obviously isn't going to tell her what to do, but he could have been preaching to her all those times. She put him under a fucking spell because this is not what he stood for. She put him she's a honeypot. I don't know why it's not obvious to everyone. I don't understand. What is the reason? Everyone is stupid.
And they have little children. Sounds like the opposite of a stay-at-home mom. And he talked so much about family values. Yet, none of his family were seen or heard from at his own funeral service.
That makes no sense to me too. I did notice this, but it just with all the other inconsistencies, my brain didn't really camp out on it. But it's like you haven't heard, you didn't see his mom or dad talk at any point. There was one moment I caught a glimpse of Charlie's mom at where was it? I can't remember where this was. I'm going to have to dig for it. Or maybe one of you guys might be triggered by my memory to know where it was. But I saw one video, I don't know if anybody else caught it, of his mother just glaring at Erika Kirk. Glaring at her. Like, bitch, I'm coming for you. The eyes don't lie, people. Like, that's my thing. We really have forgotten that the eyes do not lie. The eyes don't lie.
Or even her family. How does that work? Things aren't always what they seem.
You doing?
Look at the laughing. Everyone. I mean, you guys. I'm a psychologist. I have looked up every psychologist I can find that's reviewing her body language, facial expressions, her speech patterns. Nobody is picking up that. I'm not hearing a single person saying they're seeing sincerity. I'm not finding anyone saying it because, you know, you got to check yourself for cognitive dissonance and confirmation bias, right? So that's why I wanted to look up all the other psychologists talking about it. And I'm like, nope, okay, I'm not crazy. I still know my shit. This is fucking suspicious. She's acting really, really ecstatic. Like, I'm sorry, but she should have been grieving for a while. Shoot, if you're so Jewish, why don't you grieve for 40 days and 40 nights and sequester yourself before taking over the role as CEO of TPUSA? Because all of the inconsistencies coming out of TPUSA, we want answers for, and you just took that role. And now you're confusing the fact that what are we asking Charlie's wife questions, or are we asking the CEO of Turning Point USA questions? Because to me, I don't really give a fuck either way who it is where I'm asking. I don't care what fucking mask you put on. You were the person that's closest to Charlie, so I have questions. Let me pull up my Rumble and make sure my feed is going good over there. How you guys looking in Rumble? Am I coming through okay? Let me know. When I have it running from the TV, it freezes a lot. And yes, believer, I do. I remember she's a pageant queen. She's been searching for fame her whole life, hitting dead end after dead end. And I can see why, because she's a terrible actress. She's a terrible actress. Terrible. But it doesn't matter to me either way, because all of this is by divine plan. You cannot convince me of it otherwise. There's so much to show that his martyrship was part of the plan. I mean, she's ziplining over Vegas, right? And it says 9/10 at that time. Like, come on. And then there's the Amazon book someone published ahead of time. And there's a whole bunch of like weird time traveler moments that are surrounding this whole thing too. And I don't like it. And then I think that guy, when that guy said, it was me, I did it, that old man, I said right away, that guy was paid to cause chaos, paid to cause a distraction. And then turns out somebody on the World Wide Web did their research and do the things they do. You know, AI is a wonderful thing. Sometimes you can face scan really fucking fast, apparently. Find him at every fucking, like he was at the Boston Marathon bombing thing, and he was like at a few other, a Las Vegas thing. Like, this guy is obviously paid by the ops to go cause confusion during these events. And another thing that annoys the ever-living shit out of me is like, why does everybody accept that JFK and MLK and Malcolm X and whoever else you want to bring up, it was all a op, but we a hit job, but we can't accept that about Charlie? Like, what? Like, why are we making excuses? And for the people that keep fucking saying like, to the gay Republican, you motherfucker, now I know you're fucking paid by AIPAC and the establishment or the GOP at very least, because you're sitting here telling us that it's okay to ask questions. Charlie would have wanted us to ask questions, but they were one according to the scripture, so you shouldn't be attacking his wife. But Charlie would have also wanted us to question anyone showing any inconsistencies. That's what Charlie would have wanted. And that's why my whole diatribe at the beginning, my whole monologue at the beginning was about the fact that it is not wrong to question the spouse. It is not against the scriptures. And in fact, the scriptures encourage questioning of when you know something isn't adding up, do your research, dig in. All right. Can I give a thumbs up in the chat too? Do I count? All right. Let's look at video number 2.
Hugs are the Erika Kirk equivalent of Donald Trump's handshakes. Both control tactics, but this one has an additional spiritual context. First, she pulls her in for the hug, and when that thumb starts rubbing and the pat happens, that is the let me go. Watch it again. Rubs that thumb, that's enough. And she tries to pull away.
Carrie
but her
Underwood
head
is like,
being
I don't
kept
trust
in,
you.
Pulls her back in. And then finally she moves on to Jason Aldean. Watch the rub, squeeze on the back. Wife clocks it, suppresses emotion and feeling. Now watch the eye contact. One more time. Rub, squeeze of the hand, pat, pat, pat. That's enough. And the wife clocks the hand, pulls in her lips, suppressing, and she makes direct eye contact with Erika only after this face. Watch her. And then smile. Just like Trump's handshakes, initial resistance is ignored. The patting is an alert, a signal to end the hug.
Yeah,
The
I
head
noticed
and
that
feet
with everybody she hugged. All right, pay attention to this with the chakras that she's talking about. So don't pass it up as hogwash. If you believe in psychology, you have to accept the structure of the word. The word psyche is the Greek word for spirit. So psychology is the study of the spirit. There's a difference between the brain and the mind. The brain is the organ. The mind is your consciousness. So the body is a vessel for your consciousness to inhabit. We know that. It's a temple, etc. Let's watch this, the rest of this.
Include both spiritual and ancestral energies, respectively, making them both ripe portals for outside influence. The head contains your skull, which is bone, root energy, ancestral energy. We leave the bones behind after death, and they are reincorporated into the earth. The head also contains your brain, the wiring for your thoughts, as well as your crown, your connection to your higher self and spiritual energies. Across culture, the head is understood to be the portal for blessing or curse. But what makes it a blessing or a curse is not how you touch it, but your intention when you touch.
There
Perhaps
you
your
go.
intention.
So she is using this back of the head thing to gain intimacy and trust with someone. That is a trained tactic. I know it very well in psychology. This is something a human intelligence collector in the military might do. And I mean, as close as you can get to somebody to pull information out, you'll pull out all the stops. So when you're gaining trust, you act in an affectionate way.
Intentions are good, but the consistent resistance says otherwise.
Yeah.
Remember, the body
A
doesn't lie.
non-consensual
Erika Kirk
blessing is not a blessing. They're blocking her. You can see how many people were blocking her energy. MC, I like that. I've never called myself a Republican. Always have been 100% conservative. I like that. When I was running for Congress, every time they called me a Republican, I would say, nope, I'm a constitutionalist. And they would be like, what? Like this. I'm going to answer Ryan Lopez's question in the chat. Do you feel she's complicit with the cover-up narrative? I'm going to say it directly. I think she played her honeypot role, delivered him up, and received her rewards of wealth and became a goddess because she is being idolized as a spiritual body of perfection. And we are not allowed to question her because she is using morality to lord her I am better than you, I am worthy, you cannot question me. She's earned wealth and a goddess status. That's what has happened. She jumped right into it. She did not act like she was grieving in the fucking slightest. None. Zero. I don't want to hear that bullshit about everybody grieves differently. Yes, everyone grieves differently, but the reason why it's called grieving is because you can identify grief. It's defined, and it has slight variations under one umbrella. Another umbrella would be glee. Everyone expresses glee differently. Some do it by giggling. Some do it by dancing. Some do it by a combination of many things. Another umbrella would be anger. Everyone expresses anger different. She's not expressing grief in any way other than very on time tears that she can seem to stop and start on a fucking dime. And when my son died in my arms, I am telling you right now, I couldn't fucking breathe. And I mean that literally. I couldn't breathe for weeks. It was work to be alive. It was work to use the bathroom. It was work to do anything. Like, the devastation and finality is so sad. It's so sad. Especially, I didn't get to say goodbye to my son either. Just like her, I didn't know it was going to happen with my son. He wasn't sick with something and we had time. This was a sudden freak thing. And you don't get that. That's someone being ripped away from you. And I'm sorry, but when that's your soulmate, you're not acting like you can start laughing on a podcast within 7 days. I'm sorry. It's not fucking real. I think she's a terrible actress. Okay. Let's go on to video. Yeah, that one's done. Let's go on to video number 3. Oh, I like this guy. Watch this. Can you guys see that good? All right, watch this makeup. They got rid of that. They redid the scene and the Dairy Queen.
To my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Wasn't that a weird thing to say, Valhalla? So there's a house called the Danish Valhalla House that they use for witness protection. And also there was Operation Valhalla that was in operation for 3 weeks over in Arizona that ended the day in the day or two prior to Charlie's assassination. Oh shit. Jack said his ex-wife is from Martha's Vineyard and he was brutalized by them after my separation and divorce. Yeah, man, it's like a cult up there. The Hamptons, Martha's Vineyard, that's like the cult town of pedophiles. They were probably terrified you were going to open your mouth about whatever they assumed you may have witnessed up there. MC says, oh, let me catch this. He says, you've been in the business for 20 years. What am I missing? Oh, got it. In the acting business. Got it. All right, let's keep going. Watch this. New Zealand's government and the U.S. Embassy confirmed late 2025 the FBI established a dedicated law enforcement attaché office located at the U.S. Embassy in Wellington, headed by permanent legal attaché. This was described as the FBI's first standalone office in New Zealand. Oh, some of my Aussies that watch, I wish they were on right now. I know they had a huge thing happen today. They had a couple terror events happen, so I don't know if we'll see SJ Potts get on today, but if he does, I definitely want to pause the show. I'm going to ask him about that.
And I'll see you in Valhalla.
I don't think that first circle was really anything because Charlie had a tick. If you notice, he would go like this. Like that. And that's a Tourettic symptom of ADHD. So interesting, right? Wouldn't that be cool? I know it's not true. I know he's dead. I wish he was alive. How many of y'all think Elvis is dead? Tupac's dead? How many of y'all think any of these people are still alive? Michael Jackson, like, who's willing to go down the conspiracy rabbit hole? Because we are tossing around an idea for a show. All right. Video number 5.
Arizona, USA, 2012. Erika Franzweg.
Here we go. Okay. Miss Arizona 2012. You can unmute. Oh, you should have unmuted quicker. This music is very, it's not anything. Isn't it anything? Raytheon. This is all true. The mother
Arizona, USA, 2012.
Look.
Erika Franzweg.
All right, let's go through this one more time. There's the Iron Dome. All right, Erika Kirk's mother, Lori Franz E-Tech Group, E3 Tech. Cybersecurity, that's what that company is. They specialize in something with man-made disaster, natural man-made disasters. Department of Defense with the U.S. she works with.
Congratulations,
And NASA,
Erika
the
Franzweg.
mother of Erika. Miss Erika, Arizona, right there. You see her at the Department of Defense and then the Pentagon. And then she's trying to claim that somehow she just bumped into Charlie. She just bumped into him at the airport. And the mom was like, oh, isn't he cute? No, sorry. Charlie was like a 6. Like, you had to get to know Charlie to find him attractive. Sorry, Charlie. I'm not saying anything about any of you 6s out there. I'm just saying it's a fact of life. Like, some people you don't notice in a crowd. Something has to, like, stick out about them. Charlie was really tall. That could make him stick out. But you notice, like, all right, he's an okay looking guy. He's not, like, repulsive. But, like, a pageant winner is going to go after, like, a 6 at best. No, you have to get to know the guy. Like, honestly, I don't go for like 8s and 9s and 10s. I go for like 7s. Like, I'm not knocking anybody. My point is, like, the narcissism of people like her usually want to be with somebody that's like just as flashy as they are, is what I'm saying. And Charlie was so traditional, so conservative, so much so that they tried to push this narrative that Erika was more conservative than him. But now I get it. Of course she was more conservative than him. She was entirely GOP establishment. She literally worked for the intel agency. Her parents came from the intel community, and like they just sort of stumbled in up to Elon. Like, I don't think so. I think he was like, holy shit, she's beautiful, let me just take my shot right now because she's acting interested. I don't want to work with you, I want to date you. Like, that's what a guy would do if a pretty girl like that is making it obvious she wants to talk to him. Like, duh. So it was easy. It was just easy. All right, next video 6. Oh, okay, they got another video. That's not video 6. It's an extra. We can't hear it. Everyone grieves differently. Yeah, that's Erika Kirk outside of TPUSA. Did you know that the venue reported that they booked that venue for that day back in May? The venue reported that event was booked by TPUSA. Pause. What are you doing? You're being... I know, but stop moving. Stuff. All right, let's... What video are we on? I had said 6. Let's play that one.
That he somehow had it coming. What do you say to people who justified his death?
You're sick. He's a human being. You think he deserved that?
All right, this is beyond obvious. I feel like we should be past this and we should all agree on this at this point. The most obvious thing for me is like the robotic expressions and like the misplaced anger. It's like insanely obvious. If somebody told me that I looked this way when I lie, I literally wouldn't go outside. I would just fucking keep practicing. This is actually really bad. I'm not even being funny. It's safe to say at this point, this woman is not grieving. She's grifting 100%.
Yep.
At first, I just thought it was you-know-who that got him. It seemed pretty obvious. It still does. But now it seems she's directly involved. I just seen a picture of her with Netanyahu's son.
Yeah.
Who Charlie declined to go see days before he died.
Mm-hmm.
Who he was pushing away from his interests days before he died. So
this guy is a diagnosed
I don't know.
psychopath.
This is obvious. Like this girl, like, why are you not at home taking care of the kids? They just lost their dad. I mean, you're doing a press run.
It's not that they don't care. They don't mirror. Psychopaths are not. So not all serial killer. Not all psychopaths are serial killers, but all serial killers are psychopaths. You get it? So like, not all of them want to like hurt people. A lot of them, they just don't have mirror neurons, so they can't like feel what you feel. They can't. They have to learn what you feel and place it with a feeling that they have to relate to. So, yeah. He's just giving you his honest opinion.
Run. Like, you guys know that, right? This is a media run. This is like the same thing as Ariana Grande and her sleep paralysis demon on tour. Like she's doing a press run, like it's for a movie or something. Make no mistake about it.
Saying
We
it
are
forever.
being
Erika
force
Kirk's
fed
eyes are crazy
her
looking.
because she's willing to play
Look like my
ball and
grandmother's
Charlie
eyes.
wasn't. In the way she's like getting mad, this is not like real anger. This is performative anger. This is like someone who wants you to see that they're mad. Like, okay, we get it. Calm down. Everything this
Right.
girl does is performative. It's not even a debate anymore. It's just like an IQ test. Whether you think she's sincere or not
An
is the
IQ test.
IQ test.
Yes.
I'm not saying she would
like
be
a
obligated
Rorschach
to, but
test.
she's definitely not beating the allegations by being there every time we open our phones. Or
I know. And she sits there and talks about how, like, your kids just lost their dad. Why are you doing a press tour? Be at home with your children during the holidays, during this weird time that dad's no longer here. Like, it's their first holidays without dad, and you're fucking doing a goddamn press tour about a book that supposedly is in support of the Jewish Sabbath. And she lied. She lied. Did y'all see that? When she said every Friday he'd throw his phone in a drawer because it was Shabbat Shalom. But if you go to his X account, you can see he posted on X on Fridays very often, but not on Sundays. She's lying. She's a fucking liar. Fucking sue me, Erika. Fucking sue me, because I will literally fucking challenge you. I would love it, but they won't. They just do the he said, she said shit because they know they'll fucking lose.
or turn on the news or turn on anything. She's right there, grieving for the camera and
Yeah,
assuming
who is
his roles
babysitting?
and
That's a
everything
good
he
question.
built up until meeting her. It's like, this gives me the same vibe that Courtney Love and Kurt Cobain gave me, honestly. Only Courtney Love at least was slick about it and didn't do a fucking media tour about it. I don't know.
I don't
All I
think
know,
Courtney
though, is
killed-
like,
killed Kurt
this girl's
Cobain.
full of shit, obviously. Not to mention the Shabbat Shalom shit. Like, Charlie's
there we
talked
go.
about this many times. He was
There we
a
go.
Christian. Like, what the fuck? Why would he say that? And why would you make sure that people...
And it's bold-faced. Forget bald-faced. It's bold-faced. It's a bold-faced lie. Like, they know... We can easily look this up. They know a lot of us are going to remember the truth, and they already have a pre-planned response for anyone ready to go,
No, he said that. Like, I don't know. I can tell you from my own experience, masking emotions and shit like that, that this is like really, really bad. And I wouldn't even think she's a psychopath just because of how bad she is at this. Whereas I think we
Yeah.
would naturally be a little bit better. So we'll give her that. She's clearly not a
That's-
psychopath because this is fucking horrible.
That is called sociopathy. So, if you're going to put a diagnosis on it, sociopathy, it's incredible greed and narcissism. Feelings, you need all of this shit to confirm your worth to the world.
But she's definitely being performative, lying, and not grieving at all.
Thank you,
Like,
Texas.
even a little bit, I don't think, to be honest.
Almost did it recognize. I think you changed
That
your
he
profile
somehow
picture. I almost did
had it
recognize you.
coming.
Okay. Jack says she must know my ex. She might. She might. I mean, if your ex is from Martha's Vineyard, she might. Hey, Potts, we were just talking about you, wondering where you were. It's almost like I summoned you here. We were wondering how things are over there. We heard you guys had a situation in the AU today. And we were wondering, like, if everyone's okay. How's everybody doing? Y'all had a couple shootings, I think, happen over there in Australia, or New Zealand and Australia. I think that. So yeah, if you can give us any info on how things are going over there, let us know, Luna. Luna, I'm reading what you put. You put loons, and you said, "G'day, mate." All right. So video 7. Oh, good. Dark Psychology of Erika Kirk.
I have been summoned to do the dark psychology of Erika Kirk, and what I will start with is moral certainty is one of the oldest control tactics in human history. And religions, religious leaders, Erika Kirk, love doing this tactic of moral elevation. Basically, when someone positions themselves as morally superior or above, more enlightened than others. This automatically is a domination tactic, which basically is if I'm good, which I am, then that means you're bad. It's domination disguised as virtue. Listen to when Erika gives these interviews where she is talking also even with forgiving her husband's murder. I forgive because God has led me to forgive. Anyone who has questioned Charlie Kirk's death, they are painted as the sinner. They are painted as, how can you even be questioning me on this? Erika's also very interesting.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, we heard that it was Muslims opening fire on some Christians. Oh, Jews, on Jews. Okay. 16 people dead and injured, including children. It's so freaking sad. I mean, I'm so tired of what's going on in the Middle East. And I'm sorry, but I think we should just freaking wipe them off the map. Like all of them. All of them. Bye. Problem solved with all of you. Because the Jews, Zionists, the Jewish state, and the Jewish religion. I'm going to stop playing that game now too, because I've read too much of the Talmud. They find that it's fine to commit a crime on a goyim because they're not Jewish. It's okay. And then the Muslims, they want to kill every Christian. So I don't know what it is with the Jews, why they're after the Jews. I don't know enough about it to know why they hate Jews so much, but I mean, I don't know. But I'm just getting sick of it. I'm over it, and I think it should just be fucking... Find Golgotha, the hill that Jesus died on, find it, and obliterate that abomination of a place on this planet. And there we go. Problem done. Over. You guys, it's done. Why do we need to preserve the place where Jesus was slaughtered and murdered and tortured? We don't need to idolize that spot. How about we just get the fuck rid of it? That'd be a good idea. We need it gone because this keeps starting a lot of issues. It's a lot of issues. Potts says that they're after anyone who's not Muslim. Good to know, because if that's what they're doing there, that's what they're going to do here. That's what they're going to do here. So good to know. Yeah, I know I might be extreme, but it is what it is. Thank you, Pods. I appreciate you. You are production was saying I'm being extremely rational, but I'm gonna say you, Mr. Pods, are being extremely rational, telling me my hair looks good. Thank you. No, I cut bangs today, so yeah, little change. Okay, video number 8.
Fuck is no one talking about this?
Going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this. This is not okay. It's not healthy. They're in on this. They're in on this.
Now,
Words matter,
no way
friends.
that you guys did not notice that. Now, let's break that down psychologically. Let's pretend that I stole something. Check it. Psychological perspectives might interpret the phrasing in on this compared to more than the common in on it in a specific context. So imagine a person who stole from you and they use the word this instead of it might, from certain psychological standpoints, be indicating a closer, more immediate connection to the event, act, or situation. Using this makes the subject refer more directly currently to the subject at hand rather than more general or abstract it. Guys, this is why you have the right to remain silent, because the more you talk, the more you're going to bust yourself out. These are the things that we need to look for that point to your guilt. Damn, Erika. Fuck is no one talking about
I don't know.
this?
I think that was a bit of a stretch. And that was a bit of a stretch. But I get the point. I think in under the right circumstances, this would be a really valid point. But I don't know. I think this one's I don't know. My gut's telling me this is a stretch. I don't know. It could have been a Freudian. It could have been, because it would indicate an ongoing situation now that I don't think they expected all this to happen. I think they expected everyone to just rank and file like we did during COVID. I really do. Because the one thing they battered our heads in is you can't tell the truth about the Jews in any of their belief system, or you're being anti-Semitic, which that right there is a flag for me, because Jews aren't the only Semites. Okay. So like there's Rome, there's like the Turks, the Arabs, the North Africans, there's like more than one culture that has Semitic ancestry in their bloodlines. So we can tell the truth about the Palestinians, or we can tell the truth about, the Turks, or we could tell the truth about, the Arabs, and it's not anti-Semitic, but it's only anti-Semitic when we talk about what the Jews believe and the areas we disagree with that. And I think that that's done for a reason, because they have an entire culture that is designed around conning people who are not Jews, like the Goyim. They really look down on the Goyim, and they have a whole entire culture of conning and abusing the people who are not Jews. And I'm fucking tired of this. Like, literally, when are we gonna fucking say no? Truth wins, and I don't really give a fuck what you do to me. Like, I don't know why this is a thing, and it really is it's to disguise all of the evil that they've been doing for so long. And giving the public access to the internet was like the beginning of the end of the establishment, because now we were able to share. By the way, the internet was being used by the military way before you even knew the internet existed. I knew about the internet when I was like 8 from my grandfather. But I didn't believe him at the time. And then here I am. Here I am. AOL disc gets sent to us when I'm 10 years old in the mail. Well, I'm in 5th grade or whatever grade that is. Yeah. So, Data says, I'm not a psychologist, but if I were, I'd be drinking Snow Fence from Blacktooth. Oh, I don't know the reference. Please clue me in. Choppy video, lost connection. I saw that. It's because I'm talking about the damn Jews. Oh, look at everything froze. Look at Instagram. They got me. Everything's locked up. They got me. Because I'm going off about the Jews. It's not a coincidence it keeps happening. I still see people joining. So if you guys can hear me, let me know. If you can hear me in the chat, please let me know. It's always funny that it starts happening as soon as I start talking about something. The connections start going crazy. Yes, the internet was. I would actually say not invented by humans. I would say that the technology for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth came from the Astro gods, and the Masons traded souls for it and gave it, the military. American Horror Story did a whole entire episode on this. I was shocked. I was like, they're putting it in your face. They literally trade the Masons, Knights Templar, whatever you want to keep going at, all the sects of the Masons, the Illuminati, the Knights Templar, the Eastern Star. It doesn't matter who you are. They trade souls. The people at the top trade souls for technology with the god of this system. The Bible talks about the god of this system. It's not actually Satan. Satan was just cast down and has, this is like where he was quarantined to. Now, the god of this system is an astro god. Think about Thoth. He reigned in Egypt for 25,000 years. How did he do that? He used the pyramids to regenerate the bodies of humans that he liked and showed favor of, and he wanted to inhabit their bodies. So just do your research. Göbekli Tepe, look at Atlantis, look at the Anunnaki. And there's a lot that's happened in human history pre-Bible times that really make a lot of what's going on in the Bible make so much more sense. But yeah, every time I talk about one thing, The connections go wild. So you, sir, I am a very much a bloodline of hockey kame. You know, you're not even, you want to talk about, be careful who I talk to about Masons. Black Masons are like, it's a whole different thing. Number one. Number two, my grandfather, his uncle was a vice president of the United States. So don't even proceed to challenge me on the Masons, because I literally am from a dynasty of Masons. And my family defected from it because of the occult and the amount of abductions by aliens that were happening. And my grandfather didn't want anything to do with it, so he left it after he was very high ranking, and we were completely blacklisted, blackballed, completely, every bit of wealth, everything taken from us. So I it's really funny fucking people, posers, man, get on here and they try to say we the Masons did not. The Masons have several sects of Masons. There's different types of Masons, like there are different types of Christianity. There is a certain type of Mason that traffics bodies and humans to the God that rules this world. The person at the top of the pyramid, the eye, it's a very much a symbol for someone. And I can't tell you, I can't get into it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to risk like my life, but there's enough for me to that I can speak on that is circumstantially apparent to the, to anyone that cares to do research. But not all sects of Masonry traffic human beings. There is a certain branch that does the trafficking part. And you already know what branch that is. That's the Illuminati. They do the trafficking. I know he's one of the Black Masons. That's why I fucking called his ass out. And that's not even a legitimate sect of Masonry. So let's not even get into that. They were incredibly xenophobic. And I don't even want to get into that. Like, he's not even fucking credible. It's fucking stupid. These people get on here and fucking try. You don't know who you are talking to. Like, you don't know who you are talking to. When my dad married my mom, a Black woman from the Caribbean, a West Indian woman, holy hell broke out on his side of the family, because almost all of the marriages are arranged. It is an entire bloodline. It is, also, you would fucking know that there are certain things you just can't fucking talk about. And I have been followed by the feds my entire fucking life because of this. It wasn't just for running for Congress. I've been monitored my entire life because of this, because I'm the last one, me and my brother, with his last name. And I got $300 of an inheritance off of him because of the depreciation of the dollar. But yes, it is legitimate. Mike said I used to lay brick. I have learned how to cut concrete and lay brick. And yes. Ooh, my grinds just got raked there for a second. Jumping video, but now arranged marriage. Data, we're talking about like traditions and Masonry and like elite bloodlines. My family were from the skull and crossbones thing, so the presidential like area, and like all their marriages were arranged, and my dad like broke that like narrative by marrying my mother, so he got like, that was a bad thing. But yes, Freemasons travel freely across battle lines. Absolutely. That's why I keep talking about the New World Order, the globalist elites. It's a big show. All of this, like UN and Russia against the UN and like this enemy and that enemy. It's all a fucking show for the people to feel emotionally incited to support their war endeavors. Like, I could literally stay online without getting off for probably an entire week if I were to like go down the whole thing. But yeah, and if you think I'm fucking lying, go ahead and challenge me. I don't care. Like, we can fucking, when you say Negro, I know you way off. Shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck what you fucking think. I didn't even say Negro. I don't fucking care. Nigga, Negro, Black, what the fuck you want from me? What the fuck you care about? Like, my mother is a fucking black woman from Trinidad. Do you have a problem with the fact that I have light skin? Is that why it bothers you that I said black Masons? I don't fucking care. Eat my dick. Don't give a fuck. It's a word. If you have a problem with words, you ain't no fucking Mason. You a weak ass bitch ass pussy. Moving on. Get TPUSA red flags. Masons know they're above all that shit and they're very elitist. So go on with your stupid fucking shit.
2 weeks ago, I posted a video about red flags at Turning Point USA. Among the many things I mentioned, Turning Point was missing 3 of the 4 990 forms for their shell companies. Well, guess what? The missing forms have mysteriously been posted, and they are marked that they were filed on May 15th, 2025. So they are claiming that they filed 4 forms, the IRS posted one, held on to the other 3, and for some reason posted them 6 months later when people started talking about it online. Isn't that convenient? But we're not going to dwell on it, because the more important thing is that now we have the missing financials. And you're not going to believe this. It gets even worse. In the 990 forms, you can go to page 8, and each organization must list out their highest paid independent contractors. What is curious is that on the FY24 form for America's Turning Point, Tyler Boyer lists himself as an independent contractor, and he puts his personal home address. Now, I'm not doxing anyone here, because it is public information on the IRS form. And I have to tell people, please do not go to Tyler Boyer's house. That is not appropriate. But I will say,
Frank,
if you
Frank just fucking made me lol. He said you can charge people to verbally beat them down in your sub channel. Hey, if that's what you're into, I'm happy to oblige. I'm expensive though. But I will beat you down in the finest degree and you will absolutely fucking love it. No, I just don't like people coming on here with their stupid attitude when they don't even realize what I'm fucking doing. I'm literally like, they don't even realize what I'm doing. And it's always liberals or black people with me. They fucking can't stand me. The same way they can't stand Candace Owens. You better fall in line, bitch. Fall in line. You don't know Luna. You don't know Luna. Luna was born into a very niche situation. It took her 40 years to figure out why the fuck all this shit happened to her. And you're staring at it right now. What she's doing. Sounding the goddamn alarm. Sounding the damn alarm. It's what I'm fucking doing. And I'm not ashamed of my background. I'm proud of my background. The Masons got us really fucking far. Civilly. They did a lot of amazing things. They really did. I'm not ashamed of it. They are one of the ones, when I want to understand alien activity, I study their books. I study the things that I'm allowed to have access to. When I want to understand certain things. But I can't get into it. I just can't. Online. If you were to come to my house and have a drink with me, we could get into it, because that's private conversation. We could get into it. But there's only so much that I can say in a public airway. I mean, this is an ancient bloodline that just has continued since for a really long time. Since Sumeria. And they were, it's just a lot. It's a lot. We'll do a whole episode on that if you want.
you go look up his residence on Google Maps, you will see that he lives in a massive mansion.
Oh no, I'm not part of any cult. I don't believe in anything that demands like blind allegiance. You know what I'm saying? So like I would never join or go back. Like I can go because my grandfather, I'm bloodline, so I can, you know, do the female version thing of it. But you can't just join it. And the ones that you could just join are that's a whole other psyop. Okay, so don't even. It's actually a very low level ground that they kind of prey on people with. But the ones you could just join, like men, like the men's club version, stay away from that. But I'm not ashamed of it. I'm glad because I can make sense of what is happening in this world, and there's less question marks for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I gotta be careful what I say. Anyway, let's finish this video.
Now, I'm not going to show his home out of respect, but you can go see it for yourself. It is mind-blowing. Where is Tyler Boyer getting all this money? But what is even more important is if you go to the other shell company, Turning Point Action, in FY 2024, their number one independent contractor is a company called 110 LLC. In fact, this has been one of their largest contractors for the last 3 years. These are all the payments, and they total $1,456,261 over the last.
Do you guys remember the first financial video that we looked at when I showed it? Let me know if you remember.
3 years. That's almost $1.5 million. The description they provide is social, digital media, ad placement. Now, there is also an address for this company. So I thought, let's take a trip and go check this company out. If Turning Point is paying them $1.5 million, they must be doing something really great.
I am on location in Queen Creek, Arizona. And if you don't know, Queen Creek is a suburb of Phoenix. So I'm at the address that was listed on the 990 form.
I love True Romance. That's one of my favorite movies ever. I can't believe you said that. How you think Candace and Erika's meeting will go, Luna? Spiritually, I feel like something's going to scare Candace and she's going to stop talking. Or it's going to scare her bad enough that she's going to risk her life and she's going to put out something incredibly bad. Or she's going to walk away really pissed off. I don't see them becoming friends out of this. It's too far gone. And Erika, the fact that she wants to do a private meeting means she wants to either persuade and brainwash Candace without eyes, or there's something she wants to tell her and she doesn't want anyone hearing. And maybe she's trusting Candace to be the one to say it. But that's just hopeful, wishful thinking, in my opinion. What are you saying? Oh, they're just saying it's a business meeting. I mean, I just think Candace is going to come out of this angry or totally silent. It's one of the two. It's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be good. I'm thinking this is all part of the central casting. You think she'll get paid off to shut up? Well, she did already easily agree to doing no more lives until Monday when they talk, which is tomorrow. So at least we don't have to fucking wait very long. That was the day that TPUSA just told her, Volin told her when she was going to come on their show, and she was like, I can't. But remember, she told everyone publicly that if Erika would meet her, she could convince her husband to let her meet up on the 15th and forego whatever plans he had for them. So that Erika responded to her and said she'll meet up. So either, I don't know. I don't know. Spiritually, when I tap in, I feel like something's going to scare her. That's what I think. You know? Oh, Data says he's had to hit the refresh 50 times. Yeah, I don't know. Rumble keeps freezing. I don't know why. Instagram seems to be okay. I don't know what Rumble is like. Why Rumble's feed is always so low, but it seems to only start when I start talking about one thing. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the only time Rumble starts screwing up. Thank you, Data. I really appreciate your oh shoot, what do they call it? Rant. Thank you for the rant. Bless you. You have a good night, Data. Sorry about the connection. I don't know. Rumble doesn't like me sometimes. All right. Let's look at why. Oh, wait. No, this is the video we were playing. Yeah, let's keep going.
This is strange. This is a strip mall. So I'm going to get out. I'm going to take a walk around and see if I can find the business 110 LLC. Okay. I've walked past all the suites. I've checked all the doors. The business 110 LLC,
Frank,
as far as I can tell, is not here. What is going on? So Turning Point is putting on their IRS form that they are sending $1.5 million to this parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sitting here in the parking lot. The business is not here as far as I can tell. What is going on?
Stop talking about Jews.
I mean, maybe they didn't think that anyone was
Okay,
going to actually
I'll
drive
behave.
out here and check it out. But as far as I can tell, the business is not here. So my question is, do the Turning Point donors know this is how their money is being spent? That Turning Point is writing on their IRS forms that they're sending $1.5 million to this parking lot.
I did some additional checking. Another thing that is strange is that there is no website for 110 LLC.
Come on, Data. You got
How do you run a business without a website?
Cheers.
That's pretty strange. And I thought, maybe they moved. Maybe there's a different location. But if you look it up on Google Maps, there is no location for 110 LLC.
Oh my goodness.
So there's no website, there's no location. Does this company actually exist? Well, we do have records that it is owned by someone named Jake Hoffman, who is actually the former communications director for Turning Point USA. He is now a Republican state senator in Arizona. Now, just to give you some context, Jake...
Oh, Frank, yeah. This is no news to any of us. We know all the big corporations launder money. And truth be told, fuck Uncle Sam. Really, though.
Jake Hoffman is a really powerful person in Arizona, which may be why no one has talked about this before. In his financial disclosure statement, he lists that he is the owner of 110 LLC.
Mike, I actually would love to take you up on that. Yeah, if you wanted to sponsor a trip for me and producer Ryan, and my assistant to come out there and do fucking investigating, we could fucking do some on-site shit. Let's fucking do it. Let's fucking do it.
At the same address in Queen Creek. What is also curious is that on the financial disclosure form, he lists out 8 different businesses that are all operating out of that same strip mall. But what is even more strange is that on the financial disclosure form, he actually lists out the suite numbers. He claims that he is operating his business out of suites 105 to 503.
But it's not there. That's what he shows.
Excuse me? That is every suite in the strip mall. How does that make sense? Is he operating out of the grocery store? What? Is he operating out of...
The crazy thing is I can't remember if it was Turning Point Faith or Turning Point Action that Tyler Boyer is over, but he needed a presidential pardon. You guys, I hate to admit this. Oh my God, I'm going to say this out loud. But this whole situation with Charlie Kirk is making me really angry at Donald Trump. I'm starting to have some very sobering realizations. And I just probably shouldn't say that. I probably shouldn't say that yet. But I hope that it's not true. What I feel like is true. But I'm just going to wait on it. I'm going to wait on it. I haven't elaborated as to why I feel that way. But this is when you know you're a warrior for truth, because when you're not a blindly idealistic person, like I don't blindly idolize. I actually don't idolize anyone. I see humans as infallible, imperfect creatures, and I can accept people's imperfections and still love them. But this is when you know that you really are a crusader for the truth, is when you're willing to go, hold on a second, like there's something that this person, albeit I've loved them or supported them, is not being honest. It happens with our spouses. There's times with our spouse, doesn't mean we don't love and support them, but there's times when we look at our spouses and we're like, I don't know about that. And we either choose to expose them or keep it to ourselves that we know that they're bullshitting us. But you know, everybody lies. Everybody lies. I know. Frank just saw me just fucking... It was freaking tangling up in my hair. So I was just like, well, you're gone. Screw you. So I guess I gotta get rid of the other one. And I'm surprised Frank knows that's for hangers. Because you know why? This shirt... Fuck this whole ass shirt, dude, for real. They sewed it crooked. And I'm mad at this whole shirt because it could have been so cute. It's too big. It's like made... It's like sewn to fit a Lego. Like a rectangle. It doesn't fit. And like it just sits on top of the boob like this instead of cupping underneath like this like it's supposed to. And it's crooked. So fuck this whole damn shirt. Frank, you're killing me today. Frank, make sure you stick around because you know all of you may forget that you guys are competing for the fan of the day, so I don't know. Frank's got a lot of LOLs from me today.
Panda Express? Is he operating his business out of the pet dental clinic? Now, if you watch my channel, you can tell that I'm a conservative. But I do not have a problem calling out a Republican if I see something that looks shady. And this is all allegedly. I don't know if anything illegal is happening for sure. Maybe there is an innocent explanation for all of this. I have never met Jake Hoffman, so I cannot speak to whether he's an ethical person or not. All I can speak to is what these people are writing in their financial forms. You have to admit that it looks pretty strange. It looks like Turning Point is sending $1.5 million to a parking lot to get picked up by a politician.
Yes, it does.
2 weeks ago, I posted
oh my God. And I know the politicians, like, I can't say it yet, but like I already know who it's going to be because of running for Congress. Like, I already know. When you run and you are a shocking, I ran a guerrilla campaign. It's very much get on board and play ball or we will destroy you. And once they make the offer, you start to put together a lot of dots and you're like, holy shit. So I have my suspicions on who all the elected officials were on the planes too, because remember the transponders showed because they have to switch their codes based on who is on board. And we saw that the planes that went to Utah before and left Utah before and after Charlie's death were carrying government officials. And the code was specifically for either sitting congressional and Senate members or the executive branch.
Video about red flags at Turning Point USA. Among the many things I mentioned, Turning Point was missing 3 of the 4 990 forms for their shell companies. Well, guess what? The missing forms have mysteriously been posted, and they are marked that they were filed on May 15th, 2025. So they are claiming they filed 4 forms, the IRS posted one, held on to the other 3, and for some reason posted them 6 months later when people started talking about it online. Isn't that convenient? But we're not going to dwell on it because
you guys are really on fire tonight in the chat. Like, isn't it amazing how much Charlie's death has sewed up a bunch of gaps for us?
The more important thing is that now we have the missing financials. And you're not going to believe this. It gets even worse. In the 990 forms, you can go to page 8, and each organization must list out their highest paid independent contractors.
Oh, I think it started
What is
over.
curious.
I think that the finances is the most compelling evidence to draw questions. Like, if we can like get caught up in the Erika Kirk thing like all day long, but really what's going to give us our answers is following the money, because we know that that's how the god of this system works. The money is their god. Money is the currency and the representation of like your power. So how much you have puts you in a certain category. And we know that it always comes back to the money. So when we look at TPUSA financially, I think is where we're going to get the answers. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to be on a debate with Joe Collins III on TikTok. I'm going to post the flyer for you guys. As long as it doesn't change, I want all of you guys to come over to TikTok and support me. I'm going to need it because my colleague, he is actually on the board with me. He is the president of the company I am on the board of, and he disagrees with me. He ran for Congress against Maxine Waters out in California. So we were colleagues, and we worked together on projects, but we don't always agree with everything. And he has always hated Candace. And to be honest with you, most Black Republicans hate Candace. And production brought up a good point today, and they were saying, "Oh, I think that's because Candace was the only one with the balls to like my fucking bangs, man. They don't know what to do because they're new, so they're like very confused on where to lay, and my eyes are like hating this." But we just wanted to. We were kind of like having a debate in text about it all, and he was showing me his reasons and I was showing him my reasons, and he was like, why don't we just talk about this on live tomorrow? And I was like, you know what, that's a great idea. We should do that and actually show people what it's like to, it's okay, like we can disagree, Mike's thanks y'all. I know, ew, Maxine, right? This guy's a Navy veteran, and she told everyone that he was lying about his service, and he had to sue her. But that's what they do. They like try to drain you financially. That's the first tactic. Mo money, mo problems. That's right, Frank. Or wait, isn't that baby oil? If I had started my show during the Diddy thing, we would have been talking about that. Yeah. Frank says they need that 3/8 of an inch shorter so they don't touch your eyelashes and annoy you. Yes. You know exactly what I'm going to be doing as soon as this show is over, is going and cutting that 3/8 of an inch right now to get it out of my eyes. I can't stand this. Okay. Oh, no, I don't have control. What is this? Instagram? This is Instagram? Oh, okay. So we're going to go to the next video. This video is what's making its rounds. I've seen it before, so this isn't a blind reaction. If you haven't seen this video, you're living under a rock, really. But I kind of agree with them in terms of one of the reasons why. Not one of the reasons. I think there's only one reason why they got rid of Charlie, and that's because he would not allow the corporate rating of his company by the establishment. And he wanted to investigate where the money was coming from. But this fits in with that narrative. So let's listen to why they This is why they silenced Charlie.
It's like time for you guys to wake up and say no more. Draw a line in the sand. I don't care if you hate me. And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do, because Jewish donors have been the number one funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. This is a beast created by secular Jews. And now it's coming for Jews, and they're like, what on earth happened? And it's not just the colleges. It's the nonprofits. It's the movies. It's Hollywood. It's all of it. It's like time for you guys to wake up and say no more.
Why is it that every time there's a pedophile scandal, it's a steen? Why is that?
Draw a line in the sand. I don't care if you hate me. It's like time for you guys to wake up and say no more. Draw a line in the sand.
No, I can't. Y'all, I'm going to make the freaking Rumble feed. Rumble has me suspicious. I don't even know. I think what it is that there's like an AI tentacle that like is feeling all parts of the internet for this. I don't think it's Rumble or Instagram or Meta. I think it is they've unleashed it into the algorithm and it searches. It web crawls for questions on the Jews.
I don't care if you hate me. And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do, because Jewish donors have been the number one.
So Texas brings up a really good point. Plus, getting rid of him makes for a good martyr. There have been moments of times where I thought we could be totally wrong with this Israel thing, and it really could just literally be the fact that they know what martyrdom does to people. And TPUSA brought in $180 million or $80 million, something with an 8. I don't know, some stupid amount of money after Charlie died. And like the amount of money they made off just the shirt he was wearing when he died is stupid. So like there is like, just the same way that a country would stage a terror attack, I could see them doing this to their own just to bring in more money.
Funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. This is a beast created by secular Jews. And now it's coming for Jews, and they're like, what on earth happened?
Started over.
And it's not just the colleges. It's the nonprofits. It's the movies. It's Hollywood. It's all of it. It's like time for you guys to wake up and say no more. Draw a line in the sand. I don't care if you hate me. It's like time for you guys to wake up and say no more. Draw a line in the sand. I don't care if you hate me. And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do, because Jewish donors have been the number one funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. This is a beast created by secular Jews. And now it's coming for Jews, and they're like, what on earth happened? And it's not just the colleges. It's the nonprofits, it's the movies, it's Hollywood, it's all of it. It's like, time for you guys to wake up and say no more. Draw a line in the sand. I don't care if you hate me. It's like, time for you guys to wake up and say no more. Draw a line in the sand. I don't care if you hate me. And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do.
We need to carry on what he's doing. He started asking questions, and we're going to keep asking. We're going to keep asking. I lived in Texas before I came to Florida. That is the ball sack of Satan right there. It is Hades on planet Earth is right there in the Texarkana and Arizona area. Holy fuck, was it hot as hell, literally. Okay. Oh my God, and trying to drive on the interstates in Texas is like the most blinding experience ever. They put white paint lines on the whitest concrete because they can't use asphalt because of the heat. So you can't see jack shit on the road. Like, you have to have the best sunglasses driving on Texas roads. Polarized, no doubt. Former TPUSA employee speaks out. Oh, let's hear this. This is the thing. And all these people that just are going against Candace because they hate Candace, or all of my fellow black conservatives, like, please, please, please just put it aside. Your jealousy that you weren't the one that did it first, or whatever it is. If you think she's a liar, or if you think she's whatever, like, just for 5 seconds, please put away your position on Candace and just try to just listen to what she's saying, free of like your feelings you had before. Like, try to look at it neutrally, please. All right. Here we go.
Candace Owens' investigation has caused her to speak up.
Cute.
Listen to this.
My name is Amanda. I
so
worked
pretty.
for Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk for 4 years. One of those years, I was a donor relations officer in Phoenix, Arizona. And what that means is I worked with all the donors within a certain region for all of Turning Point's assets. So Turning Point Action, Turning Point Academy, Turning Point USA, Faith, Blexit, podcasting, everything. When I saw Candace Owens' comment this morning, granted, I am not a Candace Owens fan, personally. And that comment, I felt like I had to say something. What I did for Turning Point USA within that department was some of the most... I can't even begin to describe it, because the people that I felt like I was working for were not... They were horrible. I mean, like, it was just some of the worst times ever. And I was working for such an amazing, brilliant idea of an organization, and to see it for what it really was behind the scenes, and what makes it Turning Point, which is money. I mean, I'm sorry, but it is. That's how it works in the nonprofit world. It took me so much towards the end not to tell donors to take their money elsewhere. It's the first time I've said that out loud. I just know there are serious backings to...
Y'all, I'm so sorry. I gotta admit, you guys, I didn't hear any of that video because Rumble cut my feed. Rumble cut my feed when I was showing that video of Charlie Kirk. So we're going to attempt to get it going again, because it should already be going. We're preparing to fix the feed. But I'm gonna let this video keep playing real quick.
Whatever her claim is, I've seen it.
So what do you have to say about that? Many of us are aware of the world's investigation into the Charlie Kirk
I want to play
assassination.
this video over. I'm so sorry. Y'all bear with me. I need to see this because I haven't seen this. We can't restart Rumble because we're gonna have to shut down all of our other streams. So, god damn it, man, that really pisses me off. All right, I'm gonna start this over.
Listen to this.
My name is Amanda. I worked for Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk for 4 years. One of those years, I was a donor relations officer in Phoenix, Arizona. And what that means is I worked with all the donors within a certain region for all of Turning Point's assets. So Turning Point Action, Turning Point Academy, Turning Point USA, Faith, Blexit, podcasting, everything. When I saw Candace Owens' comment this morning, granted, I am not a Candace Owens fan, personally.
This is on the 5th of December.
And that comment, I felt like I had to say something. What I did for Turning Point USA within that department was some of the most... I can't even begin to describe it because the people that I felt like I was working within that department was some of the most...
What? I keep missing that part.
That comment.
What comment? Which comment, though?
I felt like I had to say something. What I did for Turning Point USA within that department was some of the most...
She feels guilty.
I can't even begin to describe it because the people that I felt like I was working for were not... They were
She wants to
horrible.
say...
I mean, like...
She wanted to say deceitful, disgusting. She said horrible. I kept backing up because I thought I was just missing what the comment was, but she didn't reference the comment.
It was just some of the worst times ever.
I just... Because this was working the 5th,
for
so I
such
just
an
don't
amazing,
remember
brilliant
what she was talking about
idea
on the 4th.
of an organization, and to see it for what it really was behind the scenes and what makes it Turning Point, which is money. I mean, I'm sorry, but it is. That's how it works in the nonprofit world. It took me so much towards the end not to tell.
The nonprofit world is about raising funds to put somewhere else, to donate, to give, to donate to a mission. The money thing, like, I want to know which company of TPUSA she worked for. She's just saying TPUSA, but there's three or four shell companies. So I know that there's TPUSA, TPUSA Faith. What's the other one? Turning Point Action. No, and there's one more, but I can't remember what it is.
Donors to take their money elsewhere. It's the first time I've said that out loud. I just know there are serious backings to whatever her claim is. I've seen it.
So what do you have to say about that? Many of us...
This has to be the episode where she was showing the finances.
Are aware of the world's investigation.
I'm sorry, but this girl has me distracted. She's so beautiful. I'm like, I can't hear what you're saying.
Into the Charlie Kirk assassination. And now we're seeing TPS or former TPS USA employees stepping forward and speaking up, speaking out, and really just giving us a behind the scenes look of what's really going on with this organization. There was a young man as well that, this young man here that spoke up and said, a lot of us are not speaking up, speaking out because of the NDA we signed at the beginning of our employment, right? And so, but they also still feel compelled to speak up and say something, right, to just align with what's already being uncovered by the world. You know, I'm just very compelled, and
Is anybody else finding it hard to pay attention to what she's saying because she's so freaking pretty? I do my hair like this in the summer, so y'all just be prepared.
Appreciate that when
Hey,
people
Mike, you might be able to find her. She's on TikTok, Miss 31 status. I think she is in Arizona. She's gorgeous. Holy moly.
choose truth over fear, because
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
not
end
into
of the
black girls,
day,
but she pretty.
truth always prevails.
Y'all, we mad, man. We all are looking for answers. I'm telling you, Candace Owens has 2 point something million viewers on her podcast. Like, come on, y'all. No one is buying this FBI narrative. Frank said, look, Luna, I win the super fan shenanigan tonight. Super engagement. Tier 1. Jack said, you are attractive. Well, thanks, Jack. I have much more makeup on than she does, though. Like, black women, they just, like, when they are pretty, they take the crown over every woman because they never need makeup. They're so flawless when they're beautiful. Like, they literally don't need a stitch. And it's because they have all of that melanin in their skin. You don't see, like me. Like, you guys don't see this, but, like, I'm partially Asian, South Indian, and we deal with, like, hyperpigmentation. So underneath, all around my eyes, my eye skin is, like, dark. And that's just the way it is. Like, I look at these freaking beautiful African descent women, and I'm just like, it's not even fucking fair, man. She could be 40. She could be 20. We don't even know. She's just freaking stunning. Ugh, stunning. Frank says, I got you to head back, face up, laugh too. So that's plus 57. Head back, face up, laugh. All right, Frank, you making your case. Mike says, absolutely, I love black women. I know, I only got, I'm triracial, so I'm mostly white. I'm not aging very well. Like, I'm almost 70% white, so I'm doing all the anti-aging things to my skin. Texas says anyone I find women of color that are conservative so much more attractive than white women who are conservative. I'm sorry, I don't know why. Maybe it's the psychology, like the sapio thing of being like, oh, she's free. I don't know. Even black men too. So, like, preferably, like, I prefer the Negro build, I guess. But they all like to use light skin and white women as their bank account. So none of my relationships when I dated black men ever worked out because they're so fucking cliche in America. And so my Cuban husband won out. The Hispanic men, I just seemed to have a fucking soft spot for. There's very, macho, So, and they're good in bed. So there's that. But anyway, all right. I don't like the title of this next video. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it, but it says Bondi Gunman. Oh, okay. So that's Australia. I was worried there for a second.
This is the vision of one of the gunmen being tackled, I believe, by a hero, a civilian, not a police officer, not a paramedic, but a civilian who has rushed the gunman from behind, seized his weapon, turned the weapon on him.
Wow.
And has had the courage to not only do that, but the presence of mind not to open fire in that situation. And now he is no doubt calling for backup, getting this man surrounded and making sure there is no chance he can get away. But we do believe the vision you are seeing there is of the gunman. A second gunman, Tom, is that your understanding? That is a second gunman up on the bridge, now trying to protect the other gunman who has just been stripped of his weapon. This is the vision.
Man, you gotta thank God for people like this. You know what I'm saying? People that just respond. Their instincts are like, bad guy, I'm going to get him. And they just aren't worried about, like, what's gonna happen to them. Like, those are people that respond to the divine voice. They respond to God's voice. You're here right now. Look over there. Go run and do it. I had a moment like that in Walmart. I remember coming home and telling my husband, like, I don't know what came over me. And it was really stupid, but I stopped a fight between two really big dudes and one didn't speak English. I don't know where the Spanish came out of me, but apparently I've been taking it in from your family because it just came out. But only thing I contributed to is God. I don't know why I did this. Like, it was so dumb, but I broke up in a complete fight in Walmart during back to school. And I'm just like, hey, like, hold on a minute. Like, there's fucking kids around. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And you, white dude, like, you're outnumbered, like, by all these freaking illegals that are all over the place that are gonna have pack mentality. If this guy freaking gangs up and gets mad at you, like, shut up. Know where you're at. These freaking illegals from the islands and from South America and Iraq and all these fucking war-torn areas, they got pack mentality, man. Like, calm down. They just listened. They just were like, yeah, you're right. I was like, what the heck? This is weird. Mike says, remember Candace had said that there was going to be a 9/11 style attack in the second week of December, Bondi Beach, Pam Bondi, to release the Epstein Files red flag event. That's what I was putting together in my subconscious when I was reading all of that too. There was a bunch of people that got leaked information that there'd be a crazy attack. What's my stance on illegals and the ICE activities? Get the motherfuckers the fuck out of here. I don't care how fucking peaceful they are. I don't care if they're here illegally, peacefully. Bye. You're not fucking paying taxes. My mother came here legally, waited, did it the right way, swore her oath, pledged her allegiance, learned our language, learned our customs, learned what was expected of her as an American citizen. Like, fuck you if you aren't willing to do that. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. Bye. My tax dollars are not going to fucking pay for you. Good riddance. Get the fuck out of here. So that's how I feel about it, Frank. I don't care if you're here illegally and you're teaching students and you haven't harmed a hair on a maggot's body. I don't know if maggots have hair, but that's the point. I don't care. I don't care. The fact that you came here illegally, you already are a criminal. So, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. All right. Next video. As hole. All right. Texas says, I've enjoyed the show and you look beautiful, my friend, but I have to put on. Oh, gotcha. Enjoy your night. Thank you for hanging with me, Texas. Go be a badass. Thank you for loving our country. All right. I have to write this down really quick. Frank and Vic, can you explain to me your username? Are you one person? Are you a couple? Are you a person and a dog? Like, what's your name? Okay. All right, honey. Talk to you later. Okay, let's play the next video. Dems are stupid liars.
A tale as old as time, the Democrats once again have Trump right where they want him, and the walls are closing in. A couple days ago, the Democrats released 95,000 pictures from the Epstein estate. One of them featured Donald J. Trump with a bunch of women, and all of their faces are redacted, which led to narratives like this.
You know what's funny though is like I realized I'd seen that picture before. I knew I saw that picture before. I know what that picture is, and they're playing games by redacting their faces. That picture is not what they're trying to say it is, and these fucking assholes are. I hate all of them. I fucking can't stand these fuckers.
Rep. Yas Ansari, vile, disturbing new photos of Donald Trump that raise even more questions about knowledge of abuses at Epstein's estate. Democrats are demanding the full release. Stop protecting PDF files. Survivors deserve justice now. So the implication is these women in the picture are underage. Therefore, Trump is a you know what. And these narratives spread
Frank,
like
thank
wildfire. All the Democrat influencers were pushing that same narrative, got millions and millions of views. And then suddenly, as reliable as the sun rising, Donald Trump was once again vindicated because the New York Post obtained the unredacted picture, and all of these women
We're
are
adults.
and indeed not underage.
If you are 40 years old and up, or if you got a good memory and you're 30 and up, you've seen that picture before and you know it wasn't that. You know that picture was not what they tried to make it out to be. Because we've seen that picture before.
Notice they're all wearing Hawaiian leis. This was an event at one of Trump's homes in Florida in 1998 for the suntan lotion brand.
MC. Ich spreche Sie Deutsch.
Hawaiian Tropic. But remember, the phrase that the Democrat rep just used was vile and disturbing pictures. Can someone tell me what is vile and disturbing about him taking pictures with adult women at an event? One of the models, you can go find the story,
if they saw my show.
Say this. I was 22 years old and remember him being very nice. He was very gentlemanly. That's the word to describe him.
Yes, that is Trump. Trump is a classy guy. He isn't going to cause a scene. If he sees something inappropriate around him, he's just going to take note. One of my really good friends is one of his best friends. Trust me. Like, this person would not be so close to Trump if Trump was a pedophile.
And the photo was believed to be taken in 1998. And once again, it was for an event for Hawaiian Tropic. But herein lies the problem. The Democrats knew that this picture was not incriminating, but they needed to release it like this,
right?
For narratives.
That's the emotional, because if they block their faces out and you want to believe he's a pedophile, you're going to insert in your imagination, in your mind's eye, baby faces on those blocks. So this is very skilled dark psychology, and like I said, any of you who have a memory will have critical thinking engaged when you see this photo.
Like this to spread, just like they did last month with one of the emails that redacted one of the
si habla español.
People's names so that they could incriminate Trump when that victim said Trump did nothing wrong in previous interviews. So they do this to give the false impression enough time to spread. And then when the correction inevitably comes, nobody will see it, or at least not enough people will see it. So all I can hope for is that videos like this that debunk these narratives go viral enough to where those people who were deceived can understand, oh, wow, I was duped again. And hopefully it sows more and more distrust in the Democrat Party. This situation just reminds me.
Unfortunately, it's not just the Democrat Party. It's the entire establishment. It's the WWE. There is no bad guy. They just get behind a closed door and they're like, do you want to be the bad guy today or we'll be the bad guy today? Like, which one do you want to do? It's fucking ridiculous. And I'm glad that people are starting to catch on to this. It's it's one team up on Capitol Hill. It's one. It's not two. It's one.
This classic meme. Say the line, Democrats. We've got him right where we want him. You guys are pathetic. In a tale as old as time,
just
the Democrats...
just you guys are pathetic. And yes, Frank, I agree. Trump can be a dumbass and talk too much, but his balls to go against the grain and push back. Exactly. He will throw. He has diamond nuts. And he tries to run America like a business, which it is. And far too long, we've been blowing money. Exactly. And unfortunately, I didn't ever realize how much America is literally a business, because America is not even a real country. It is a corporation owned by Britain. In fact, Disney World, that whole entire property is owned by the Crown. Interesting, right? Okay. That is all I have for you today. I'm going to read my monologue again, and then I'm going to announce the fan of the day. And the fan of the day, you need to message producer Ryan. It is Ryan.86. And you will get my show notes autographed by me if you send him your PO box or address or however you want to receive it, you will receive it. They're going out tomorrow, so yeah, there's a whole pack. Okay, so the monologue. Let me get to it because I really do like to close out for for those who didn't get to hear it at the beginning, because I know it doesn't work like that with everyone jumping on at the same time. Eventually, everyone will be there at the same time. Eventually, everyone will know I'm always on at a certain time, and it'll get deeper in here. But he said no habla. My great grandpa was from Holland, Germany. No habla German. My dad could speak fluent Dutch. His junior year at UC, he spent University of Vienna, but he was swimming. Vienna. Yeah, so Dutch and German are really close. Dutch sounds so much like English to me. German is like really fun language, honestly. I thought it would be really hard, and it's actually been really fun to learn. All right, America. Tonight we talked about something uncomfortable, and if you follow the show for any amount of time, you've already known that the discomfort is where the truth lives. Because right now inside TPUSA, we're watching a very strange phenomenon unfold, and that is literally watching them eat their own. People telling different stories. Timelines are not lining up. Narratives are shifting, and loyalty is being demanded instead of clarity. And whenever that happens, whenever stories don't match, whenever people get defensive instead of transparent, it's not hateful, it's not cruel, and it's not unchristian to ask questions. It's actually responsible to do so. So let me say this clearly and slowly, and for the people in the back who are clutching their pearls right now. Questioning a narrative is not attacking a victim, and questioning a spouse's account is not the same as disrespecting the dead. Throughout history, literally all of it, spouses of victims have been questioned. They've been questioned in courtrooms, in investigations, in journalism, and in scripture. This idea that suddenly in 2025, asking questions is off limits because someone lost a husband, that's new, and it's dangerous. Because right now, many of us are watching Erika Kirk's statements and noticing the inconsistencies. We're noticing the gaps, and we're noticing the perfectly timed emotional deflection where answers should be, and stories that are not fully aligning with other accounts that are coming out of TPUSA members themselves. It doesn't mean she's guilty. It doesn't mean she's evil. But what it does mean is that the public has a right to ask questions, especially when an entire organization's accountability is at stake. And what troubles me the most is the way that some people are trying to shut down this conversation, not with evidence, not with timelines, not with documentation, but with spiritual manipulation. It's so disturbing. Suddenly we're being told, don't question her. She's his wife. Don't ask. They were one flesh. No touching. Don't question. Move along. I'm sorry, but that's not biblical. That's weaponized religion. Yes, scripture says that two can become one in marriage, spiritually, emotionally, and covenantly. But scripture also says to test every spirit. Scripture also says that wisdom cries out. Think about that. Cries out for understanding. Scripture also says that truth withstands scrutiny. So why does Candace need to, quote unquote, stop Erika? Because truth can withstand the scrutiny. Jesus himself questioned people constantly. Paul challenged narratives, and the Bereans were praised for questioning everything they were taught and verifying it for themselves. Blind acceptance does not equal faith. It's submission, and it's often submission to the wrong thing. Now, here's where this gets important. We're being told that Erika Kirk and Candace Owens are going to have a meeting tomorrow. It's supposed to be private. I don't really like that it's going to be private, but it still matters because Candace Owens has built her reputation on one thing above all else, and that's not accepting any narrative at face value. She's brave enough to ask the hard questions, and she follows evidence, and she does not fold under emotional pressure. So if Candace is sitting down privately with Erika, that tells me one thing. There are questions that still need to be answered, and Erika knows very well the power that Candace yields. Questions that can't be addressed with Instagram posts, vague statements, or appeals to sympathy. And let me be clear, waiting for answers isn't cruel, waiting for clarity isn't hateful, and waiting for the truth is not betrayal. What is wrong is demanding silence instead of transparency. And what is wrong is treating grief like a shield from accountability. What is wrong is telling the public to just trust us while multiple people inside of the same organization are telling conflicting stories. We don't just believe narratives on this show, not from politicians, not from institutions, and not from spouses, no matter how tragic the circumstances may be. Truth doesn't need protection, only lies do. So yes, we're watching, we're waiting, and we're carefully listening. Tomorrow, Monday, the 15th, it matters. That conversation matters. And what comes next will either bring clarity or many more questions. But one thing is certain, the era of emotional blackmail disguised as morality is over. We will pray, we will show compassion, but we will never, ever stop asking questions because scripture, history, and wisdom, they all agree on one thing, and that is that the truth fears nothing. And neither do we. All right. So, thank you, MC. I love you too. Oh my gosh, you guys are great. I appreciate you. All right. I am about to announce the fan of the day, listener of the day, whatever you want to call it. All right, let's do the drum roll. Frank and Vic. Frankie manifested that shit. Da 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 da. You were so great today. I love the laughs you gave me. You know what? Because all this stuff can get like doom and gloom. And it's really cool to like know that when you're in here, we're talking to real people, we're connecting, and we're all putting the dots together. And I appreciate you for the laughs. You really stood out today, Frank. So I hope that you appreciate this. Here it is. I will be giving it a kiss. I just have to refresh my lipstick. So you'll get a little kiss right here. And I hope you frame it and put it in your garage or something. Like Florida Backwater said he was going to do. And Mike, I see you, Mike. I've been eyeing you. Mike, I think you had said something about us talking on the side after the show, about some like maybe doing some on-site stuff. If you're serious about that, I'm totally down to do it. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's see how we can make it happen, Mike. All right. I love all of you guys. It was a great Sunday. I'm glad to be back in the saddle. MC said he's going to put it in his office. Okay, MC. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow night on the next show. So I'm going to start doing Monday through Thursday, just like Candace does. I realize Candace does not go on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to do Sunday through Thursday. Friday night and Saturday night, I'm going to be off because your girl has got, look, I like to go out and sometimes I want to be seen in public. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be on the show and out in public. I'm just kidding. I really don't like to be stared at, but I just like to go shake my butt and want to go out and dance on my Fridays and Saturdays. But I love all of you so much. I've missed everybody. And Jack says I'm much more interesting. Jack, you are getting yours. Yours is coming in the mail. You are having some. Oh, shit. Okay, Mike. Wow. Yes. Love that. Definitely. Actually, if you want to have a fun conversation, we can have a fun conversation. Maybe we could have that conversation through a secured app, because I'm going to tell you right now, Signal is not safe. I watched my phone get hacked on Signal, like in front of my eyes. Instagram's not safe. So let's have a chat. All right. I love all of you. Have a happy Monday tomorrow. Go into work bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and remembering that if you're having a bad day, you will see me tomorrow night at 10. Love you all. I bid you adieu. Good night.